went to America with the intention of not being seduced by it. We went there with a very kind of hardened English punk mentality when we first. When we arrived in New York, our first show I think was at Hurrah's, which is a kind of very hip and happening club, and we were doing our sound check and someone came out and said, "Oh, Debbie Harry's over there at the bar." I remember we had a sounds journalist with us and they were trying to take pictures of us together. I refused to stand anywhere near them. They represented something that was too pop and too kind of ephemeral, little did I know. I think we went to America with the intention of not being seduced by it. We went there with a very kind of hardened English punk mentality when we first went.
I would say I'm sorry if I thought that it would change your mind, but I know that this time I have said too much, been too unkind. I tried to laugh about it,
It served us well. Again, it was probably the right attitude to have. I think had we gone there thinking, we can do this, boys, you know, we can win them over, we would have just come home defeated like many others have before and since.
Boys don't cry, I will break down at your feet and beg forgiveness, plead with you, but I know that it's too late and now there's nothing I can do.
There was an awful lot of other bands that were doing very well that we despised, you know. They were the enemy, you know, Duran Duran. It was just that one video they did where on a boat with like lots of women in bikinis. That was kind of our touchdown of all that's wrong with modern music for about 4 or 5 years in the 80s. That was like the image that we had of what we had to defeat. That's who we were at war with.
One post-punk band still carried on the war. In the mid-80s, The Cure would cheer up to enjoy a Beatlesque glut of single success that remained subversive.
We move like cagey tigers, oh, we couldn't get closer.
It was a kind of difficult transition for me because I really had enjoyed being, not as I say playing the outsider, but I mean we actually were. And what I didn't realise at the time, with hindsight, was that we remained outside of that cultural mainstream to a great degree, even though we ended up playing, you know, huge places and selling a lot of records. You couldn't really take us home. When we made that transition, there were people saying, "Oh, you're selling out," you know, and I was thinking, well, actually, we're not. What we're doing is we're reaching more people, and there's a difference. And it sounds disingenuous, but there is a difference. If you continue to make the music that you like, but you're reaching more people primarily because of the media, and suddenly people think, "Oh, it's all right. They're a bit weird, but it's okay to like them." Suddenly, your audience starts to get bigger and bigger.
The Cure would become prime exporters of a British melancholia to a massive US market. They enjoy a privileged position in America, which continues to this day, perhaps rivaled only by Depeche Mode.
There were a lot of similarities, and certainly a lot of similarities in our career, particularly in America. I don't think so much anywhere else, actually. It's probably only in America, because we were perceived as English bands, and so the distinctions kind of blurred. For the mainstream American media, there are no distinctions. You know, we're just lots of weirdos kind of thing, you know.